Elites, what's going on? We live action. Already know what it is. Welcome back, of course, to another Elite Ace video. Now, one would think that I would put out more game-related videos because I am a very big gamer. But this is the thing. I thought this would make a good discussion, and also to see things from your point of view as well, to get some of the to see some of the feedback from my elites. Now, it all started out when Capcom announced the costume DLC pack for the new DMC, and one of the costumes is, of course, the old Dante, well, the real Dante, the one from Part 3, of course, and of course they're charging money for it. And on Facebook there are some Gamer Society, I believe, Gamers Unleashed X, I believe that's the name, and that's where I seen someone that posted that information on it. I put on there, of course, like, Capcom would charge money for this, and these other individuals reply by saying, what does it matter, it's unimportant DLC, and no one is forcing you to buy it. Now, of course, true, that is unimportant DLC, because DLC that counts is DLC that's like let's see, extra weapons, an expansion pack, things of that nature, other levels. But it's a costume pack, I see what they were saying. However, they were missing out on the whole point, which I brought to these two individuals. If you're watching this, I forget your names, I apologize, but all in all, you know who you are. I was bringing to their attention that, of course, we all know Capcom is greedy. And, of course, they knew they were going to get a lot of negative feedback regarding the whole change, and not just in Dante's look, but the whole thing as in general, with it being a reboot at that. So they knew about that, so they probably figured, well, let's throw in the old costume. And I knew they were going to do it, but to charge money for it, come on, they at least could have just put that in there. But of course, like you said, no one's forcing me to buy it. And one of the individuals were saying, your fanboys are whining and crying about it, and he was like, besides, he said the Devil May Cry series has been dead. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, hold on. Devil May Cry series has been dead. And I'm like, maybe to you, in your mind. And he states, it's been 5 years since the last Devil May Cry. He said, that's why it's dead. I said, oh, so just because it was 5 years since the last Devil May Cry, the whole series is dead. And he believes, and goes on to say that any series, franchise, where it's been 5 years since the previous title is dead. I said, I never heard of that rule. He said, oh, it's not a rule. That's just, basically what it is. And I could have been a smart ass by saying something else, but the other one tried to get snippy, but he quickly apologized. And my thing is this. I don't go by, I disagree. To say that if there's a 5-year gap in between, sequels, like this sequel and then that sequel, like, this title and then the sequel to that one, if it's a 5-year gap, you think the series is dead? This is why I disagree. In a debate, of course, damn your feelings, all right? You have to come with facts. And I'm here to say, of course, I disagree. And within this conversation we were having, I was bringing up other titles that have 5-year gaps. Some, they had things to say about them. Others, they did not. But I'm going to address that in this video. But let's see. Let's think about this. I even brought up the fact that, no, that's called a hiatus. That's what it's called. Let's look at this. I'm about to name some franchises, all right, with a 5-year gap. That you're going to see where I'm going with this. Doom 64, all right, came out in 1997. After that, Doom 3 came out. That came out in 2004. Oh, that was way over 5 years, but I guess it was dead though. Let's see, Splatterhouse. A lot of you probably never even heard of Splatterhouse or don't even know what Splatterhouse is. Splatterhouse, I remember Splatterhouse. I remember all 3 Splatterhouses. There was a new Splatterhouse that came out in 2010. But guess when was the last Splatterhouse before that? It came out in 1993. So basically, my point is this. Just because you haven't seen a sequel of a franchise, you know, of a series in 5 years or more, that doesn't mean it's dead. You are not the company. You did not create this game. You know, you didn't create these series. You don't have a say-so over what's dead or alive. You know, you're not the end-all be-all. And what kind of tripped me out about people in general, not just this guy, but people in general, it's like I could tell from this conversation they were the type of individual where the way they see something is like the way they think about something, that's how they think that everyone else thinks. Like you can't think for everyone else. You can't speak for everyone else. The world does not revolve around the way you think. You're not the end all be all, you know, of how a series work in the video game industry. And we've even seen cases of this with movies, comic book characters. Let's see, Knights came out in 1996. Part 2, then they made another one. Came out in 2007. That was a big gap. Darkstalkers 3 came out in 1998. Now they announced it's gonna be a new one, and that again, Capcom said there's gonna be a new one. It's been way over 5 years since the last Darkstalkers. That doesn't mean it's dead. I mean, they just not they're just not touching the series. They still own the rights to it. Maybe it's just on a hiatus. It does not mean. No, I'm not even saying maybe it's on a hiatus. It is on a hiatus. And also, Marvel vs. Capcom. I remember the first trailer of Marvel vs. Capcom 3. They said 10 years. Over 10 years of demanding. You know, it's due to popular demand. Fans wanting it. They're receiving letters, emails, all those kind of things. Now, we thought about the Street Fighter. I brought up Street Fighter, and the other guy made a good point about, I forget the Japanese guy's name. He said Street Fighter was basically dead, but if it wasn't for Kurenai Makiyaki, forget the Japanese guy's name, he said he was the one who wanted to revive the series. And I'm thinking like, well, you know what? Yeah, it's like, yeah, I gave him that because Street Fighter 4 is a prequel to Street Fighter 3 because Ken, you know, in Street Fighter 4, Ken is with Eliza, of course, and she's in the hospital. She's giving birth to Male. Street Fighter 3, Male is already 5-6 years old. So, but with Street Fighter, the last Street Fighter came out before 4. It was Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. That came out in 1999. Then here we go with Street Fighter 4 that came out in 2009. That's well over 5 years. However, I believe that was due to popular demand. All right. Also, Phantasy Star Universe came out 2006. And then, after that, you see Phantasy Star Online 2, which came out, which comes out, no, I think it's out now, yeah, 2013. I forget, maybe it came out a few weeks ago, but look at that. The last Phantasy Star that came out, according to my research, 2006. Maybe someone like to throw in the portables, but even still, 2006 all the way up to 2013. Again, Mega Man 8. Now let's going by the technicalities of it. The technicalities of it. You know what I'm trying to say. Damn my list. Mega Man 8 came out in 1997. Then Mega Man 9, 2008. Dead or Alive 5. Look at that. Dead or Alive 5 came out in 2005. And here we see Dead or Alive 6 came out last year. And the motivator who created Dead or Alive 5, he quit. He quit. And it still came back. Right there, GTA, don't even start at GTA. So, oh yeah, and I brought up Zone of the Enders. The last time a Zone of the Enders game was seen, if you want to get technical, you know, you can say the HD collection, but the last real one, of course, was on PlayStation 2. And Hideo Kojima said, yes, there will be a part 3. That's exactly my point. So don't think like, oh, well, it was rebooted because the series was dead. Who did you hear that from? Matter of fact, I even asked for a link. I said, show me a link. The motivator couldn't do it because he knew I was right. I have links and proof where I know why they rebooted the series. It was because, oh, it was dead. No. No, it's not. That's my whole thing. So, and of course, yes, with the Street Fighter 4, I believe that was due to popular demand because we are the gamers. We hold the power. I mean, we are the customers. We are the gamers. Technically we pay them. I mean, and another thing is, depending on the genre, whether it's fighter, shooter, RPG, it takes a different amount of time for these developments. And what is the one thing everything starts on? What is this? Paper. Everything starts on paper. Sketches, rough draft, the blueprint. Then you have to get the voice actors, motion captures, downtime. They're only human, you know, downtime. The testing, the beta test, all these kind of things that make a game. Oh, the funding. Not the funding, but the funding and the deadline. Everything takes time. Say if a game takes, this is how some companies can get you. Say a game takes 4 years to make, but they already started it 2 years prior from the announcement. For an example, GTA 5 comes out, and they already started working on part 6. They put 2 years into part 6, but in that second year they say, oh, GTA 6 is, you know, in development, will be out soon, you know. So when that 2 years hit, it's gonna feel like, damn, they made this in 2 years. So technically, they don't even necessarily tell you or have to tell you like when that exact date of development started. You know, that's my whole thing about it. And plus, I guess people have a different definition or outlook on the term dead when it comes to a series. Look at these freaking sports games and Call of Duty. They come out every single year. So many motivators, so many people, alright? To them, Call of Duty is dead. But guess what? It's consistent with its releases. However, you say, oh, we haven't seen it. Oh, it's been 5 years, it's dead. No. So, that's my whole thing about that, Elites. Give me your thoughts. Just wanted to give you that quick thoughts on the video. On the topic I had with those guys. And of course, before I go, yes, I restarted playing this again, and really, of course, this came out in 08. Really paying attention to the story and honing in on everything, and you know, this is not a bad game. Of course, this topic right here, this is for another video another time, but Nero wasn't that bad. Like I said, you know, I laughed at the fact people say he can be forgettable, but you know, he wasn't that bad. You know, this is my favorite Dante from Devil May Cry 4. Alright, Elites, that's my video. Give me your thoughts on it. This is Elite A signing out. Real Dante for life.